Oh yeah, yes, y'all. You don't stop. Big John come rocking his short shot. Welcome back, fans. There's freaking show on MLB absolutely anywhere with your friend Big Johnny Stud. It's Corked Stats, everybody. Freaky Friday. I'm freaking DK. I was up with the boys over at the Source Network up until 2 a.m. I'm fucking tired of shit. Yo, I saw that comment. Killing me, yo. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you again. Happy Friday. You know, let's close out the week. Strong as always. Josh, don't worry, man. Jimmy, Johnny, all good. Baby. You damn thief. I want to see that. I want to see the work you're talking about. I looked. I didn't see it, but I'm in a little bit of a rush. Steve, good morning. We'll talk about all this stuff, right? Come back on the show picks, all about it, learning your sheets, kind of what we do. Carolina Daddy, you son of a gun. Couldn't make it yesterday. I was dead squatting Buicks for TV Jones, Trent, Jeff L, and Jason. What's going on, man? This shit is fucking, it is fucking bad.
This is Sparta!
All right, full slate all at nighttime. Follow me up on Twitter at John the Gazer Flow. Sharpen the damn razor. Same handle over on Substack, where, you know, we're getting lots of love, man. Check out the comments, see what it's all about. I think it's the best data set for the money. You know, this shit's fucking expensive. Takes a lot of time to format. I'm here doing the dirty work so you don't have to. Okay, because I was up and kind of already covered this stuff, maybe I can actually keep this bitch on track. I'm fucking tired of shit, man. Here we go. It's the best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Here we go. Grant Holmes on the bump for the Bravos. Minus 155 down on the road. Down in Cincy to face the Sheriff, Chris Paddock, and the Red Legs. I mean, Holmes, we got to give him the pitching edge. Maybe not as good as that earlier debut. I'd like to see him get ahead of a few more hitters. But in general, I definitely think we have the edge for sure. Pretty solid home and road. I mean, Holmes is pretty much a solid guy. You're not going to get ace level stuff, but he's usually pretty damn good. And also, there are some games when he'll get you depth. Braves bullpen is excellent. Paddock has been freaking trash. So even though the Braves offense a little bit of a disappointment lately, right? We were hoping to see them kind of get up off the mat. The Acuna Grand Slam really might be an indicator of some serious offense to come, right? The big stars getting it done. The rising tide kind of lifting all ships. So I think I like the Bravos here. Algo says, oh, also, I've got all the show picks up already. You can see them up on the fucking board. I was up keeping notes, so I might as well leave them up there for you. Yeah, I think it's the Braves. It's it's a little pricey. That number was 135 last night. It's now 155. I'm not paying 155 for the Braves. Maybe they fit into a nice little pair or something. I don't know. Trent, good morning, my man, also. Good to see everybody. Trevor, B.E., my guy, Awaguana. Oh, my God. Yeah, so I like the Braves. It's probably more of a pair. And you can see I like Acuna for the 2-hit run rib. Next up, Taj Mahal Bradley on the bump for the Twinks. They're underdogs on the road to Jared Jones, my boy, and Yard Buckos. Damn, these are the rakes I always step on, right? We love Jared Jones. We love Jared Jones. We were all over that shit initially, but he missed all of 2025 with the fucking arm surgeries. Normally, I like to give these guys some time to get back, but you could see I brought up his AAA stuff from this year, and he's been fantastic, yo. 33K to just 8 walk. I mean, 25 KBB, 15 and a half swinging strike. Plus, maybe more importantly than anything for me is the elite ball rate. So the command and control is in place for Jones. And I think it's a wheels up scenario here. I mean, Bradley's been fucking awesome. Also, he's on a little bit of a delay with the start. Also, push back for what, pre-lip or whatever. But I think he's really good. Do you trust either of these offenses? I don't. 2 weeks versus righties, one kind of worse than the other. Twins, they started off good. We knew that was going to turn back to a pumpkin. That's fully happened. You know, last 300, nearly 50 plate appearances versus righties. 14 swing and strike, you know, bottom 8 chase rate, 5% barrel, 282 xWOBA, probably projects like 3 3/4 runs, maybe 3.5 runs. They're back in the fucking tank. Pirates can be fun at times, but this is the problem, right? They swing and miss, they chase too many ground balls. They're not great with their back up against the walls. Pirates are not really good at putting together quality ABs. When you make mistakes, they'll fucking punish you. Listen, O'Neal Cruz, Brandon Lowe, these guys will put the finger in the coolie, but also Connor Griffin left the game yesterday. I don't think you're going to get him. Also, Nick Gonzalez. I'm not really digging this Pirate offense. Bullpens are a little bit sketch for me, in particular the Twins. Now, this feels like one of those games where, man, I generally go under on the F5, but I think it's a 4. It is, man, maybe we're just better off with the 8, but can Jones give you distance? I think the answer is no. So I'm actually, with a second look, oh man, I think I like the F5 more than I like the full game, even though I've been talking about opening up my mind. Oh, dude, to getting some more full game unders because of the debut for Jones and Bradley with the pushback. I think I'm okay going with the 4. I think they're both. I actually think they're both going to hit. So I swapped the show pick in real time. Next up, Duke Nukem. Lucas Giolito on the bump for the Friar Tucks, minus 115 down in the nation's capital to face Paxton Schultz and the Nacionals. They're going to get Andrew Alvarez on the follow-up. He's, got some shine as a prospect coming up. I was actually surprised to see, right, Schultz, I had to double check to see. I always have a blind spot for lefty-righty. Schultz is a righty, which honestly to me makes for an odd opener because you get James Wood up front, right? Generally, we see this happen, teams deploying this strategy against the Phillies, right? When you get Schwarber and Harper in the top of the first, you look to battle that with a lefty and then get away from it, where the Nats are going, Wood, Garcia, Abrams, 3 of the first 4, with Lyle also hanging around. I'm a little bit surprised. There's got to be something they like, or they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? Take your pick. Giolito, my guy Toasty, loves him. I wasn't really buying it. I think the changeup is a good pitch. I don't think the 4-seamer is a good pitch. It's too slow. He throws it too often. I think he's going to get yoked. Washington offense has been a lot of damn fun. You don't want to put too much stock into Schultz. I think Alvarez is good. Are they going to score in the first? I don't know. Padres have been especially bad against lefties. So I think if Schultz gets out of the first inning with his anus intact, not hanging out of the bottom of his shorts, I think Washington wins this one. I was flip-flopping back and forth because I don't trust the Washington pen as much as I could throw them. Also, we got to give respect where it's due. Padres bullpen is goated. So I don't know if you could see where I was going with this. I was flip-flopping back and forth between Nats to win. The price is good. We're at home. I think they score. Or just playing for the team total. Let me see if I can get those up. I had them up. Yeah. Bet365 betraying me right now. So that was a 4.5, and it was at fair money. Again, I flip-flopped. On the show last night, I was liking the Washington team total. Kyle was maybe right that he's like, especially if you think they're going to win, and you have the Padres bullpen, that could be a risky affair. So either like an F5 team total, right, over, or maybe just Nats to win. I think that's where I'm going. I'm not digging the Giolito thing. And again, it's a really tough spot to pitch against a really tough team to pitch against. Up in the comments again, people going back and forth, love it. I love this crap. Jam, damn. Whoa, Black Betty's up in the bitch. Full game unders scare the piss out of me with the Ghost Runner, says our guy Jam. Yeah, this has been something that I've been talking about, right? That was kind of the basis of that argument where we want to go F5 under, full game over. And I still believe that. I just think I want to be a little more open to it. How cool is this? JailPro64 up in the bitch says, greetings from Germany. Yo, let's freaking go, man. Appreciate it. My international people digging on the baseball. So, yeah, thanks for hopping in. All right, where the hell was it? Yes, I think it's Washington win. Let's move on. Next up, it's the Ice Planet, Austin Voth. I don't know, bad Star Wars reference there. On the bump for the Blue Jays. I can't believe Austin Voth is starting again in the majors. He's on the road against Trevor Rogers, right? One of these things is, well, the real fucking Trevor Rogers, please stand up. He was so good last year, and he's been so bad this year. Look at Rogers through 42 2/3, 696, 1.62 ERA whip, surface combo. All the indicators are a little bit better, but they're still north of 4.5. K rate at 18. Now, the swinging strike is 10.7. Quick back of the napkin math, a lot of times you can double that number to get a good approximation of a K projection going forward. So he still should be around 22. The control is good. The first strike is there. The chase rate is there. Where am I going? I was covering this a little bit with Kyle and Sammy last night that, man, I love sharing the air with those guys. It's the only time I've ever been on a show where I like having other people. While they're putting out smart shit, I was able to go look and Rogers kind of passed the sniff test, and then look at the legs on the luck stool. Right, we talk about this all the time. 3 legs on the luck stool: left on base, BABIP, right, balls in play, and then homer, fly ball. 57 left on base, 336 BABIP, the 10 homer fly. Now the 10 homer fly is not the craziest, but when you put it in combination with the rest of this shit, I think Rogers is going to be okay. Toronto v. lefties has been pretty awful. Baltimore's offense a lot better as of late. They're crushing right-handed pitching. Baltimore bullpen has been the main hang-up. I feel like there's a little bit of value on the Baltimore F5. I got a live line right here. My bookie had the F5 stuff up nice and oily this morning, though. Go figure. Baltimore not fucking listed. Give me 1 second. I promised I wasn't going to do all the shopping thing, but MGM's been pretty good. Okay, they don't have F5 listed either for whatever reason. Really interesting, really funny shit. Books, this is one of the things we've been mentioning. Books are always sharp, right? Plus, they get to move their fucking price. But what I've noticed is they've been more unwilling to post or more willing to blank things out, which has kind of hurt us because I feel like that's a spot that we're looking for. So keep an eye on the Baltimore F5. I wrote full game. I don't like the looks of that bullpen, and Toronto's pitched well, though. You know what? I effed these all a little bit. It reminded me, Toronto was the only team with the emoji. Varland back-to-back, Hoffman back-to-back, Rogers back-to-back, plus 3 of 4. So you know what? That was actually part of the calculus. I'm going to back it up. I think Baltimore gets on a full game. Sorry, I backed out the emoji. All right, we're back on track. Robert Urania on the bump for the Angels. They're pretty heavy dogs down in Tampa to face Nicky Martinez and the flat fucking fish of Florida. Listen, man, I know we've had some fantasy, honks doing victory laps on Urania, and with good reason. 38 and 30 is a 258 ERA. But look at the whip, look at the Sierra, look at the Stuff Plus, look at the walk rate, look at the ball rate, look at the first strike rate. These things are completely unpalatable. You're not going to be able to succeed. Now, does he get away with it one more time? Lots of weak ground balls? Yeah, maybe, because the Rays offense is fucking fugazi. I was never buying it in the first place. Also, Urania, for what it's worth, in the small sample, 161 ERA at home, 523 ERA on the road. Maybe we've got him in a good spot. Nicky Martinez doing the thing. Probably in line for a little bit of negative regression with a 151 ERA. But the 111 whip, the 5% walk, elite ball, first strike, shit, he's a little bit more believable. Now, he's not a big swing and miss guy. He's not a big chase guy. That's normally the big bugaboo for the Angels. Though it's not like he's really losing in zone, though I would admit that's probably the fail point for Martinez. I still think the Angels offense is ass. They chase, they don't walk, they're impatient. They're overly aggressive without the production. We're starting to see a little bit of the power stuff come up, but it's just not enough from enough players. Rays offense, I got to take it back, versus righties last 2 weeks has actually been much better than I thought. A little flawed, high BABIP, too many ground balls, but you are getting barrels, so you got to give respect where it's due. L7 has the Angels on a bit of a run. Rays kind of lagging down again. I'm never really buying the Rays long term. They just kind of do what they do, chugging along. They won all these fucking games. I don't really know how. I'm pretty much to the under on this one. Our total is modeled right to 8 on the nose. But again, with both at 4 or below, with the home team as the heavy favorite, I don't think we get the bottom of the 9th. So I think the Rays win. I don't think they're the type of team we should be paying to cover. And I think this one stays under. That said, don't expect this one to show up on the bet ticket. Next up, Max Meyer on the bump for the mighty Marlins of Miami. They are slight underdogs down in Queens to face Freddie Got Fingered Peralta, Mr. Fastball himself, and the Let's Go Mets go down in Queens, wind blowing out in NYC today. I've got Meyer with the big pitching edge. I mean, he's been fucking awesome. 252/1.05 ERA whip. Surface combo. He doesn't have a single. I was going to say 3.5. He doesn't have any of the indicators above 3 3/4. He's been really solid, right? 18.5 KBB, nearly 14 swing and strike, 30 CSW. These are all really good. The disciplinary stuff. He's getting up. He's getting ahead. Can get chases, keep it down. He's been really tough, and he's also been very tough on lefties, which I think is important against the Mets. And Mr. Soto. Now, he's been a little bit worse on the road. Maybe that's to be expected. The last 30 days, Meyer's been one of the better pitchers in the game. 176 ERA, .91 whip, and a 21 KBB last 30. Now, Peralta, I don't want to shit on Peralta. I don't think he's bad going back to the beginning on the pitcher sheet. But the main hang-up for a guy like Freddie, especially when the wind is blowing out, is force-feeding those fucking fastballs. What is up with this? Who the fuck throws a four-seamer 55% of the time? Plus, 94 miles an hour, 96 stuff plus. This is not a good pitch. Right, so this is not like, man, it's fucking Misiorowski or it's Yuri Perez. These guys that have, throw 97 with 115 stuff plus. It's like legit, like on the shortest list of the best single pitches in the fucking game, and they're good at locating them up. That's not really Peralta's game. Do you trust the Marlins offense? I do not. So that's got to be the fail point. That said, I still think they get it done. You could see up on the board, the Mets have been no picnic either. Last 314 plate appearances over 2 weeks versus righties. Fucking terrible, man. 277 OBP, a 564 slug, 24K to sub-7 walk. I mean, this is bullshit. The fucking Mets, so disappointing. It really is. Oh, man. Last 7, the Mets have been, I forgot I mentioned this last night. I was just curious. Kyle's a Met guy. And I was wondering what or how, if at all, our guys kind of weigh these L7. I tend not to because it tends not to be predictive. But that said, it is a data point. And right now, if you're chasing Mets offense, you've gotten 7 days of the worst team in the fucking league. They have a 53 WRC plus and a 21.5 KBB as an offense. That dog don't hunt, brother. You know what I'm saying? Marlins bullpen has also been excellent. I think the Marlins get the win as a dog, man. Give me the little balk of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Marlins in the win, and we'll move on up. Next up, Brian Bellissimo on the bump for the Red Sox, though I'm sorry. Oh, who the fuck is opening? Santa Lamenia or some cool fucking name like that. But it's just going to be an inning against Ciccone. Then it's Bayo, where I think Cleveland eats. Where this goes totally wrong, one is another Toast guy. I'm not trying to drag my guy Toast. Papa. We got mad love for Papa Toast around here, right? Nothing but respect for Papa T. That said, here we go. More new names in there. I'm not sure if it's Stofa. Might be, or it could be Stop Ha 502. Breakfast and Bets. Nah, me. And Josh Witt, of course, blind betted Mets. Just like my boy Kyle. I know. I hate to break it to you, but I think we know how that's going to end. Oh, yeah. So this one, I'm a little thrown off. Back to the Red Sox and the Guardians. The reason I say that is this. I'm not digging Ciccone, even though he's a Toast guy. I mean, the argument, it kind of makes itself looking at the board. No swing and miss. The control has been okay, but not great. He's feeding zone contact, and right now, the Red Sox are killing right-handed pitching. You want to strike while the iron is hot for the Red Sox. You're probably going to just get 2 or 3 weeks of this goodness. I'm not sure that it's legit, though I really do like fucking Jarren Duran. Guardians' offense has been no picnic either, but I think the pitching on the Red Sox side is not great. At least those, like, this, we're talking inning, this is not just like inning 8, 9, where I think they're good. This is inning 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's getting those? It's Bayo, and he's kind of been trash. I think the market is a little too high on these bullpens here. And I was leaning towards going over the 8 that this opened at. Doesn't happen often. It happened before the model was out. But this total actually dropped to 7.5. So I got to stick to my guns. And I'm going over, although look, it went back to fucking 8. It went back to 8 after we dropped the Algo this morning. But it was definitely 7.5. And I wonder if we can fucking find one. Hold on, Rabbit. I'm determined to find the 7.5 and go over that bitch. Oh man, there are very few left. You motherfuckers. That was too. Damn it, you motherfuckers. I still think I'm over the 8. Cleveland is favored, but they could easily drop this one. So it's not like I have no confidence in that 9th frame. If you can find the 7.5, I'm going up to my regular minus 122 to go get it. I don't like these minus 135 alts. I'm probably out. Yo, Adonis, what's going on? Good morning, man. Happy Friday, kiddo. See, I'm just over. I'm not going to talk myself into getting tricked by the book. It's just, you could tell I'm a little sour. 1, being slow, reacting to the line, and then 2, there's a big difference between 7.5 and 8. That's a really big handful. Next up, Shody Monica on the bump, most honorable for the Baby Bears. He's on the road against the Cardinals, and Kyle Leahy, though, I'm waiting for that to confirm. I saw a few of the people I lean on, a couple of Palantes I saw out there. MGM has Leahy listed. My bookie has Palante listed. So I don't want to go too crazy with this one. I think I like a Monica at minus 130 regardless. People have put the cart before the horse on this Cubs demise. A Monica is awesome. It's not a big wind day. If anything, I think the wind is blowing in slightly, which is a huge thing for him. The Cardinals' best bats are both left-handed. They have not hit lefties at all. Cubs' offense is certainly struggling. I'll give you that. But they're still good, right? I think we overreact again to these smaller sets. And if anything, the spreadsheet's starting to shake a little bit, right? Cubs are getting on base. They're taking walks. They're not chasing and putting the ball in the air. These are a few of the data points we look for. With the fucking rise, it's a talented team. They're eventually going to start hitting. I was a little bit surprised at the price. And I think maybe shit. Yeah, well, I was surprised at the fucking price because it was too cheap. Now, MGM is already up to minus 145. And I talked about this yesterday, didn't I? How I was going to be on the Sauce Network and I was going to get on this show and make sour pussy sand and vagina faces because I don't like the fucking prices. Because look, where I loved me some Shota and the Cubs minus 131, the minus 145 is a lot more unappealing. That said, I still think they fucking get it done. The Cardinals team is starting to look like the team that we thought they were. Remember, I was really bearish on this team. I had them for one of the worst records in the league. I think the pitching is ass. I didn't like the bullpen. I was worried about the back end of the lineup. All of those things are starting to manifest. Now, granted, I was wrong on fucking Walker. Though gotta not be stubborn. I picked him up in a couple fantasy teams. A lot of my guys have him. I was wrong. Weather cold, no problem. But that's not enough to carry you to fucking 90 wins, especially with the pitching and the bullpen that these guys have. So yeah, give me the Cubbies. I'm gonna wait and see. Maybe Palante moves the line towards the Cardinals. I think he's better than Leahy, but I don't want to overthink this. Next up, Troy Melton going for the Tigres. They're on the road down in Chicago, wrong side of the tracks to face the Pale Hose and Eric Fettiwap, even money for the Sockums. Okay, we got a couple things here that are immediately jumping off the board. I wonder if anybody picks up on it. We've been talking about these board bets, right? These line bets. And this, I think, is one of them. We've talked about this all season. And, man, more often than not, I find myself agreeing with the play. And if you're that kind of player, yo, man, if you're a patient player, maybe more of a low volume, high risk kind of guy, I think these check a lot of boxes. And what I'm talking about is one team has the orange box, one team doesn't. The orange box is a 3.5 total. So you get one team with a 4.5, one team with a 3.5. I mean, right off the bat. Like the book is telling you, there's a difference in expectations for scoring. But sometimes those prices are 130 or better. We get that here. This number, even though I was shouting to the moon about smashing the fucking Tigers money line. It's still only at minus 118. So Melton is a significantly better pitcher than Eric Fetty. Fetty is not a good pitcher. Melton is a very good pitcher. Again, don't go crazy with the spreadsheet stuff today. It's one outing, the velo is there, and he escaped with a good, with production, and also his arm attached. That's the only thing I was looking for. You know how we get about debuts and treating them very carefully. So this isn't, chasing Melton, good start. He's awesome. He was projected to be a frontline starter coming up. Detroit, man, it's funny because are they last? I think they're fucking last place. I still think of them as a decent team. The offense has been supremely disappointing, but I think that's baked into the price here. White Sox offense is fun. I'll give you that. However, they fucking strike out a ton. They swing and miss a ton. They lose in the zone a ton. Melton's got that whiff stuff. Man, it's just whether or not we could scratch something against the fucking Tigers, and we better. Damn it, man. This has been so bad. Tigers offense, last 2 weeks versus righties are completely without a fucking pulse. I mean, it's just pathetic. But flip side to that, the White Sox pen also has been really bad. I don't understand the line here. I think I said yesterday on the show last night, I thought the Tigers were the better team. Kyle pushed back. And I said, well, when Melton is versus Betty, I think they are. And he actually, you could tell, I know he won. He's a better host than I am. Kyle keeps himself from getting fucking derailed, where I allow myself to spin off the fucking rails, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. No sponsors or whatever. No one pays for this shit. That he tends to look at it from a more general macro sense. And I'm not saying he's wrong. Where for me, it's like the better team today. Because the bullpens are kind of close. I think it's Tigers. The offense belongs to the White Sox, but they're certainly flawed. And I think we have a big edge on the pitching side. Like, yeah, I think I have the better team today, right? So give me the Tigres to win it. Next up, Stevie Kolak on the bump for the Royals. I mean, talk about a fucking sun run. Holy crap. Kolak is like legit been the best pitcher over the past 10 days or whatever it was. However, it's long it's been since he made his last 2 starts, right? He went. So this is after giving up 5 to the White Sox I call it Comiskey in Chicago. He blanked the Cardinals in their own crib, 6 1/3, gives up none, walks 1, strikes out 3, then goes fucking complete game shutout against Seattle. Are you buying this from Stephen Kolak? I'm sorry. I am not, right? I am not. The indicators are decent. The Sierra is not great. There's no swing and miss. He doesn't induce chases. He's been fortunate for what it is. 80 left on base, 187 BABIP on the undercover cop is going to be helpful. But it's weak ground balls. We want to give credit where it's due, right? Just to kind of be fair. He's also, all that great pitching has all happened at the crib. I've never been really crazy about Kolak because he doesn't have the put away stuff. Where Gore, I feel the other way about. The ERA is a little bit high, but the indicators are better because he's got really great stuff, man. I was under the hood with McKenzie. The movement, the diagnostics, the fucking shape, the velo, the pitch sequencing and stuff. Everything was checking out. I think he's going to be good. KC can't hit lefties for anything, right? They don't have lefties for shit. They're going to try and be really passive and see if Mackenzie Gore walks them. Now, granted, that's not the worst strategy. I just don't think it's going to be enough. What do you think about the Texas offense is probably what this comes down to. I'm surprised they're even above average at anything because they're missing all their damn pieces. But I don't know. The Royals are so bad. The Rangers are not any good. I think the Texas bullpen is a pretty big edge. Royals have a nearly 6.5 ERA, nearly 2 WHIP, and a batting average allowed over 350 last 41 innings. I think the Rangers get this one done. Money coming in on the Royals, it looks like. No, that's pretty flat. It's flat. I'm not really shopping. I know I saw 130s last night. I saw 125 this morning. MGM has a minus 130, but you might get minus 125. I love that. I love Gore over Kolak with this bullpen situation at home. Yeah, I want that. Next up, Coleman Crow on the bump for the Brewers. They are slight favorites on the road in Houston to face the Stros and Kai Wei Tang. Now, funny because I'm over here like thinking I'm fucking sharp that I know about Kaiwei Tang and how great he's been. Houston working their magic with the R&D department again. However, what I missed was Coleman Crow. Man, I looked like such a fucking moron yesterday. Luckily for me, I led with like I didn't know much about him, but I thought the reason was because again I just got to take my L's. I thought he was one of these bulk guys, and that's not been the case. Coleman Crow is like a starter. Now he was never really, projected to be much of anything. He was the 841st pick in the 2019 draft. So he's, 25, been on the block a little bit. It's never really been great. He's had strikeouts, but he's struggled with some homers through the years coming up. And man, he's been very good this year. Really commanding the zone. He's had good command and control. Brewers, another team that's very good with these, corrective processes. And I think it's manifested for Crow. I think distance might be a bit of an issue. He went 5 1/3 and he went 5. The pitch counts were 77 and 68 respectively. So I think I like this one for the first 5 under. I know Toasty was all over that as well. And we're actually getting a fair price. Doesn't really happen that often. Generally, the first 5 unders we're on are either juiced or half of them are 4s. So this one I love because I don't think either offense is very good. Brewers versus righties last 2 weeks. We're talking nearly 300 PAs of shit. Astros not any better. Shit. Outside of Jordan, they're fucking terrible. Back of the Astros lineup is really bad. We knew when they were overperforming early, the bottom was going to fall out of that. I mean, else again, it's funny. WRC plus to me is the most like fraudulent stat. I got to do a little study on this. To me, it's the most fraudulent. The reason I call it out, and it's more fantasy people than betting, but it happens in betting also. When people try and quote it like it's the shorthand to be using. And I don't know I don't know if I'm buying that. I really don't. I don't know if I'm buying that. Right, they swing and miss, losing in zone, balls in the ground. I mean, you got some barrels and some homers, you're scoring runs. I'm telling you, I think WRC Plus is more backward looking than I want to admit, and that a lot of people understand. So I'm not sold on the offenses at all. And the Brewer, as good as the Brewer bullpen has been, that's how bad I think the Houston bullpen is. So whenever we can get a fairly priced under 4.5, usually that's the direction I'm going. Next up, Logan Webslinger on the bump for the Gigante. San Francisco treats on the road in the mountains to face Michael Lorenzen and the Rocks. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? So there's a couple things, right? I mean, you're going over on this game or nothing. Webb is just coming back from the injury. We're jumping on those guys. Carolina Daddy asks, how do you pay to back the Tigers? Like this, holding my fucking nose. That's how, bro. If you don't want to and you want them to show it to you first, totally understand. I do. I totally understand. I do. Josh says I'm the F5 GOAT. Yeah. Thanks, man. I just think that market doesn't get enough love. And there are absolutely times that the cap is like screaming F5. And then other times the price is good too. And it's whoa, wait. So I can get a stronger model outcome with a better price. So yeah, don't obsess with the F5s like I used to. I think I'm experiencing a bit of my own kind of pendulum swing. I swung toward it, maybe overshot the mark, and now I want to correct it a little bit. They definitely have a place. It's a winning strat to have F5s baked into your process. But I think me kind of blindly being like F5 under, I think is wrong. All right, so back to this one. I don't know. Everybody fucking scores. Deal of blackjack. Hard to back the Rockies to win. 2 reasons. One, the Renzens kind of sucked. Giants offense has also been hitting. And the price isn't great. To me, that's a major red flag. The Rockies oftentimes will, be plus 180, plus fucking 210. And I'm not digging this. It's a little fishy. To me, the obvious play was the Colorado team total. Webb, again, with the return, was struggling before the injury, ERA north of 5. He's pitching to contact, which is where Coors really comes into play, right? I think some people also have it mistakenly pegged as the home run park. It's not the home run park. It's the Babbitt Park. I'll take Cincinnati for home runs over Colorado, given the weather we'll get there in a month or so. So I think Colorado scores their 5. But other than that, you're wasting your time. Let me just put it, if you're fucking nuts, if you're paying minus 165 for the Giants today, you're a fucking lunatic. You're a fucking sick bastard, Take care of yourself. Go do something. Go do something else. That ain't it, Chief. Seriously, that ain't it. Even if it crosses, I don't give a crap. Yeah, Caleb, exactly. Great American Small Park. No shit, man. No shit. Once the heat comes, oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. And I think this is what I'm hoping. This is my assumption. Although I'm glad we get to cover this really quick. Last year I made this mistake of I was adjusting model to like temps, not waiting for the ball reaction. So this year, once we start seeing barrel to homer rates pop, oh don't worry, I'm fucking on that shit. This might be a sharp play, Carolina Daddy. Hits us with the what about Rockies plus 1.5, minus 110. And this is how sick the Rockies pricing can be sometimes. Is that full game or F5? Sometimes the F5 price is fucking plus money. And it's just crazy. Anyway, the Rockies suck. I just look for scoring in cores. I think that's the best way to just the trend is out. So. Next up, my boy Carlos Rodon on the bump for the bad guys. Yankees on the road in Sacramento. Revenge game for Luis Severino and the Atléticos. This is another price one. Last night, the Yankees were minus 138, and we were all like, yeah, no shit. You could tell, man, it really is something to start to look at these lines when the Sauce Boys are doing it, man. When Colin and Early Bird getting a worm, motherfuckers snacking on worm meat. We joke about it all the time, but it's the God's honest truth. I get a look at early lines, quote unquote, when I'm doing my pitching info V1 of the model around, it's like between 8 and 9 o'clock, right? You see, I've been putting the pitching sheets up the night before. Games are still going on. A lot of stuff is not listed. Lots of books are unavailable. By the time midnight hits, when Kyle goes live, everything is up. And the lines are the softest they're going to be. And legit. This is God, let's get some honesty going, right? Okay. Keep in mind why on all of my stuff, it doesn't talk about selling fucking picks anywhere. Not to say that's not what we do. Not to say we don't expect to win. Not to say we're not betting. We're doing all of those things. But I do content. I share everything I have. If we were purely betting, right, that was the focus, this show would either be completely paywalled or would not exist. It would be in a group chat, and we'd be looking to time these bets. I'd be doing the work at 9, going to fucking sleep, getting back up at fucking midnight to hammer the shit out of these live lines. Just being completely honest, right? If your main focus and only purpose is to beat the books, I wish I could tell you that I'm the best fucking option. I still think that is great. That pitching stuff is going to lead you to the right answer. But there is no way, I hate to admit this, it's fucking true. I can't compete. None of us can, right? It's not me, and I think I'm the sharpest, among us. We can't compete with last night's prices. There are smart people doing this work while we're fucking sleeping, if you're fucking sleeping, bud. Yankees money line was like the easiest fish in a barrel for CLV. Whether or not they win is another fucking story. I personally I didn't really even love the Yankees at that price. I agreed with it because I think the math checks out. I worry about Rodon with the return. We haven't seen him quite dominate yet. Plus, the A's are a good offense. They've struggled with lefties a touch, but still, and you're in a really crazy hitting environment. I think Severino's a gas can at home, and I don't really like the bullpen. I think the Yankees are dangerous with 9 frames. I was leaning towards a team total. That's why that's up in my show pick. But just to give you an idea, when we kind of pull the curtain and just talk about more of the, macro stuff and even the execution stuff, right? That if we were looking at purely about like, the entire structure of this show would change. Booyah. Wait a minute, what the fuck? There it is. Zach Allen on the bump for the Snakes with shapes on their back. They're on the road in the PN dub to face the Pickle, George Kirby, and the Mariners. Pretty heavy favorites, minus 150. Yeah, I think that's a fair price. I don't like to pay minus 150, but I think it's a fair price. I think Kirby is good. I worry about Gallen. He's atrocious on the road. Diamondback offense has been good, and that's part of why I don't want to pay the 150. Kettle Marte is unconscious right now. Carroll is always a threat, no joke. Other than that, that lineup kind of turns into a little bit of a horse drawing. But Mariners get the bat also. They've been less than stellar. But I do like that they don't swing and miss and they don't chase. I think forcing Zach Gallen into the zone, I think, is the best way to try and beat him. Mariners have struggled with some disciplinary stuff over the past season or two. So to see them right now really clean up the Ks and really clean up, the swing and miss stuff, I think is going to be beneficial. I think we might be seeing the Mariners start to tick up. And also with the weather getting warm, that park could play up a little bit more than it has. That park, by the way, Seattle, feels like one of the most susceptible to weather, right? Not like it's a crazy pinball machine in the summertime, but like it's one of the worst parks, if not the worst park. And then I feel like it's more like a league average thing where people in the hot weather still have it down in the bottom. I don't necessarily have it in the bottom. It gets a little bit of a boost. Who fucking did it? Oh, Gino Suarez. So was it last year? It had to be the back end of the year before. And Raleigh, of course, went fucking ham bone in Seattle also. So you can't hit home runs there when the weather's there. Anyway. Do you have confidence in Seattle to cover? Books are making us a nice offer. It's plus 145 on the run line. So, like, that feels pretty sexy. I like that. So, to me, that's the play. Do we have another big favorite we like? Like, the Yankees are a big favorite, but I don't like it for a pair. Maybe it's, the Cubbies. I don't know. If I can get minus 135, I'm going to pay that. I don't like the pair. The Rays are minus 180. I'm not buying that because I think that's an under. We could drop that one. The Braves are a heavy favorite. I'm not sure I trust Holmes, but maybe that's the pair. Again, you don't have to feel forced to do it. And sometimes when I don't love the pairing options is when I'll go for the run line. So I think that's my play. I'm going to change it just because I don't like to put show picks that I won't play. And I do not want to mislead anybody. All right, last but not least, this one was one of my easier picks, it felt like. Zach Wheeler's on the bump for the Phillies. He's an underdog against Justin Robleski, and that just felt wrong. Wheeler is back and looking awesome. He's been phenomenal. He is SP1 every single time out, a perpetual Cy Young vote getter, and a winner, against Robleski, who's good. A lot of it is volume, pitch to contact, and like a little bit of BABIP block. Plus, how many other pitchers have a plus 44 fly ball rate and a fucking 3.8% homer fly ball? It's going to correct. The Phillies offense is so freaking disappointing. It is such a killer right now. There was a time when you didn't really worry. It's funny, I'm like laughing, I was saying, where you didn't mind rolling with the Phillies against the lefties. They've been significantly better against lefties. I have that highlighted up on the board. The sample set's a little bit small. Let's jump out year to date. Goes back to shit. I still think they do enough to get it done. I can't turn down plus money on Wheeler. Funny. Bookie didn't have that one up either. But MGM does. Funny, that number is actually minus 120 on the F5. You son of a bitch. And it goes to even money, full game. I'm going to again, this is a perfect example of where I would have normally paid that tax for the F5. No, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Yeah, Zach, I can't turn down Wheeler even money. That's just too good to be fucking true. All right, that'll do it. Let's get the frick out of here, yo. All right, everybody, how we doing? Stop ha. Loves the noises in the background. Yeah, who does it, man?
This is Sparta!
I know, it's a fucking best, yeah. That's my, I use it to try and disguise stealing drinks because they make me fucking twitch when I hear people like drinking and like even the ice sound. So I try and cover it, but it's also like my, it's like a friend. It's like somebody to add on to the fucking joke. So, I appreciate everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Go figure. Maybe it's because I had already done some of the work. Maybe it's because I'm so fucking tired. I just like got my eye on the prize. I know I get to go lay down on the floor with my fucking dog for the next 45 minutes as soon as I get out of here. But that'll do it. Appreciate you all, man. Find it in your heart to support the work. Support good people doing good work, man. I say it because I mean it. The employer and employee relationship in content creation is broken. Try and find the people that you like and boost them if you can. I try and put a ton of free shit out there also to keep growing this. My goal would be to get this to the point where I could cut the price of the stack in half, right? I'm not trying to get over on people. I would much rather kind of share it. But, I got to keep the fucking lights on. You know that, right? The Joker fucking says if you're really good at something, you shouldn't be giving it away for free. So hopefully you're digging the advice and the picks and having some fun, learning something, digging the data, saving yourself some time, improving your own process, right? And getting results because of it. So thanks for picking up what we're putting down. Fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely. Anyway, Witchy boy, yo. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Everyone have a great freaking weekend. And remember, when you work this hard, the winning feels a lot less like luck, yo. Peace out.